Now, before we get started with this video, I just want to give a couple disclaimers real quick. First off, I kindly ask all of you to not send hate to anyone that will be mentioned throughout this video, and that this video will also include some very serious topics such as pedophilia, grooming, doxing, and other stuff related to that. Now, the Gooby file's document link is in the description below and in the pinned comment if you want to view it for yourself. And if there's any information that I've gotten wrong in this video or the document, then let me know down in the comments below. But the chances of any of the information being fake is extremely unlikely, because other people have talked about the situation, and multiple YouTubers have confirmed that all this information on Gooby is true. But anyways, with all that out of the way, let's get right into the Gooby files.
Brought to my attention some drama that I had no idea was going on with people in our server and another server, where somehow the topic of doxing specific members of our server came up and people were asking by name for specific people to get doxed. I'm sorry, that's completely out of control. Once that shit devolves into that, it has to end.
Gooby got sent nudes by a 16-year-old while he is a adult.
Gooby and his gang was about to raid do all kinds of very not very good stuff to the Smart Buster server and so on and so forth. Stuff that you are not really surprised by Gooby that he would do.
I feel like he's just not in the right mind, because Nate told me that there were spy cameras, this, that, Gooby was spying on him, this, that, but it was false. At least I think.
The doxing screenshot that you saw is literally taken out of context and was a troll to a completely different person.
Gooby is a YouTuber with around 17,000 subscribers, who is very well known for making videos with someone known as Napkinnate, who is another YouTuber who posts Roblox jailbreak videos that stopped uploading around 2 years ago, and basically has disappeared from the internet ever since. Now, these two creators would make videos with each other a lot, whenever they were posting at least, but that was until around late April of 2020 whenever they would split up. Multiple people have made videos about this situation, including someone known as iBreaky. Now, nobody knows the exact reason why they split up, but this drama goes a little bit more deep than just YouTube videos. Now, another Roblox content creator known as Nitso reportedly made a video about Napkinnate and how he was arrested. The video was uploaded on September 6th, and a lot of people have believed that he was arrested, which may or may not be true, because sure, it did show a police document, but pretty much the whole thing was censored, so there's no way to really tell if he was actually arrested or not. Plus, a former friend of Napkinnate has said that the claim of him being arrested was false, basically, in this image right here. And if you don't know, Napkinnate was allegedly arrested for domestic violence, and that was apparently the reason why he stopped uploading, which would make sense. But some people have said that Napkinnate didn't even have a girlfriend/wife in the first place. But maybe that was just a joke, but like I said, there's no actual way to tell if he was arrested or not. But the person who told Nitso about this was Gooby, who this video is mainly about. Now, Gooby has stated in this video that Napkinnate has made some false allegations against him and stuff like that, and how Napkinnate would pay Gooby a very little amount of money for the time he was spending with Napkinnate and making videos, which allegedly was around 10 hours a day, according to Gooby. Now, some of the claims that Napkinnate has made about Gooby are kind of ridiculous, like having a spy camera in Nate's room, which clearly doesn't make sense because you don't know each other in real life. But from what I was seeing, Gooby has tried to make himself the victim in this situation, and Gooby stated publicly that Nate stalked and abused him, when Gooby has done worse stuff than anything that Napkinnate or anyone else has really done. And that's mainly what I'm going to be talking about in this video. This situation has just been insane, and it's about time someone goes into full detail about what happened. Now, with all that out of the way, let's get into the first section. Alright, so the first thing we're going to get into real quick is doxing. So I just want you to keep in mind throughout all these screenshots, the person who is nicknamed God is Gooby. Just wanted to clarify that if there was any confusion. Now, in Gooby's server, he and his friends have claimed to dox people before and have threatened to dox other people in the server. You have this screenshot right here with someone that Gooby is associated with admitting that they have doxed someone before, and also leaking their name at the same time. You also have another screenshot where Gooby is claiming that they can dox and stuff like that, and as you can see, there's a member here that is pretty much questioning this whole thing. I mean, I don't really blame him. And then you have other screenshots like these, which are very questionable at the least. And it doesn't end there, because another YouTuber known as SmartBusters made a video claiming that their Discord server was being harassed by none other than Gooby and his gang.
The main thing that put me over the edge in realizing that Discord wasn't going to work was a couple of people brought to my attention some drama that I had no idea was going on with people in our server and another server, where somehow the topic of doxing specific members of our server came up and people were asking by name for specific people to get doxed. I'm sorry, that's completely out of control. Once that shit devolves into that, it has to end. And I get the sense that that wasn't just a rare occurrence. That's what goes on these fucking servers.
And according to one of SmartBusters' moderators, Gooby's server has doxers who dox minors simply for voicing opinions on small topics such as anime and K-pop. Gooby claims these were true, but they were only trolling. And according to SmartBusters himself, he stated that people in his server are being doxed by Gooby and his gang. So that should be quite enough to know Gooby, or at least the people he associates with, and especially the people in his server, are known doxers, especially since it's coming from other people, and that there's little proof of this. And yeah, it essentially just gets worse from here. Now, before we get into the most damning part of this whole video and document, I'm gonna let Destructor talk about his experience with Gooby and basically voice his opinions about this and stuff. I recommend checking out his channel and his videos on Gooby exposing him. I'll link his channel down below in the description. But anyways, here's Destructor.
Alright, thank you to the Gr00mer for letting me be on this video. And everything you'll be hearing throughout this video, or have been hearing so far, is accurate. It's all accurate about Gooby. But I'm here to give you my point of view about Gooby, because I've known this guy for quite a while now. There's a reason why I've been exposing throughout my videos. I highly recommend you watch all my content about Gooby, like my locales on the internet on him, and every other video I have done on him. Like, check out my playlist on Gooby. It's really important you do. But enough about this. My history through Gooby really starts right around when the SmartBusters do their Discord server. So when the SmartBusters did their Discord server, I joined because, you know, I like the SmartBusters and stuff. And, you know, it's the fast forward through some time. Eventually some time went through, and let's just say I was informed that Gooby and his gang was about to raid the, you know, do all kinds of, like, very, not very good stuff to the SmartBusters server, and so on and so forth. You know, stuff that you are not really surprised by Gooby that he would do. I had to inform Lefty about this, and that was the reason why their server closed down, because of him. Gooby, he's just generally an awful person. If you especially look at my locales on the internet, let's just say he blocked me on Twitter, so what I've been saying about him has a lot of merit and truth to it, because you wouldn't block someone if you're throwing around huge accusations, you know, around him. You know, so really, where there's smoke, there's fire. Generally, like, Gooby is a terrible person, and I hope all you enjoyed the, you know, this whole video that the Gr00mer has made, and subscribe to the Gr00mer. But yeah, thank you for letting me have there. So this is all I had to say. So back to the video.
Now, the stuff I'm about to get into is probably the most deplorable stuff that I've ever talked about on this channel. And if you're sensitive to grooming, pedophilia, and topics of CP, then I suggest clicking off now, because that's what's about to be discussed. So, Gooby has done very inappropriate things with a minor through Discord DMs, which includes the minor, who is a 16-year-old, sending Gooby an explicit photo of herself. And he's also even admitted to this in a public server. And by the way, there are two known victims to Gooby. The first one, who I just talked about, known as Phoebes, and the second one, who will be unnamed throughout this video. I will not give the name or screenshots about them with Gooby, because they prefer to stay private. And also, another friend of Gooby, who also used to be associated with Napkinnate, got Phoebe to send an explicit image of herself, and he sent that in the public server, which I believe was Gooby's server, which is literal CP, and it's being sent in a public server. And to my knowledge, the server hasn't been deleted yet, and I'm pretty sure the link has been changed so no one else can join it. And I bet that's because they just wanted to cover themselves up for what they've done in the server. I would also like to mention that Gooby has sent news to a minor as well over Snapchat. Obviously, the image is censored. And he's also said stuff about sending people news and very questionable stuff just like that. And it's also been said that more CP has been sent in the server, and other people have claimed that Gooby has done nothing about it whatsoever. The fact that all of this is going on and it's literally in plain sight, and yet people are still on his side, is quite ridiculous. And it gets even worse because some of his community even encourages this behavior, including one of his moderators. And I bet there's a lot more screenshots floating out there that I just don't know about yet. That includes behavior just like this. It is no question that Gooby is a pedophile, doxer, and other stuff I explained throughout this video. This seriously can't go unnoticed. Gooby has tried placing himself as the victim in the Napkinnate and Nito drama, and even publicly stated on his bio for his YouTube channel and his Twitter account that people Photoshop his messages and take things he says out of context. Like as if receiving explicit images from a minor is out of context. I'm pretty sure he's just trying to cover himself up. And also following up with a statement by privating his Twitter account as well. And also by blocking Gooby on Twitter. This basically just proves everything. If Gooby attempts to strike this video or document down, then like I've just said, that basically proves everything that I'm saying is true. And that Gooby is a literal pedophile. Now, that's all I'm going to be talking about for this video. I suggest sharing this with your friends and spreading awareness about the situation, because Gooby has a pretty big platform, especially for the type of person he is, and this needs to be spread throughout the Roblox community. Now, about Napkinnate, the exact reason of him being inactive from YouTube, I really don't know. Honestly, don't think anyone knows. It's genuinely hard to tell. There's all these rumors floating around about him being arrested and stuff like that, which has yet to be proven. And just all this other stuff. Now, please don't attack anyone that has been mentioned throughout this video. And if you want to read the document for yourself, the link is in the pinned comment and in the description. And anyways, that's going to be it for this video, and goodbye.